because it depends on your history. It tailors your search on who you are. And all that combined plays in our head, and ultimately our thoughts, if we're not careful, it's one big symphony of their orchestra. Yeah. Okay, but maybe we don't want a symphony in our mind. Maybe we just want a simple MTV Unplugged. Boy, I'm showing my worldly roots there, aren't I? Maybe I just want a simple acoustic guitar. I don't need 10,000 maniacs. Boy, I don't know anything about 10,000 maniacs. They want us on edge. They want us freaking out because there's money in emotions and there's control in emotions. But let me ask you, what has all that influence done to your health? What has it done to your family? And what has it done to your church? Stress kills. I'll be the first to tell you stress is killing me. I'll be the first to admit it. And I'll let you know now that stress and worry are two different things. And I'm tired of people acting like it's not. Oh, cast all your cares upon the Lord. Well, stress and worry are two different things. You need to you need to broaden your vocabulary and learn what the definition of the word stress means. But stress is so weird, it's hard to even tell what is stress and what's an actual medical issue anymore. You know, you're starting to feel something, you don't know, are you stressing out? Are you stroking out? Are you stroking out because you're stressing out? Yeah. So tonight, I want to offer some tips on how to keep it simple. And I want to do it practical. I will tie in some biblical thoughts here and there, but I really just want to offer, for the most part, more practical, just keep it grounded, and not necessarily a Bible study, just some thoughts, things that we could do to go with the Bible I've been shoving down your throat for 4.5 years. And again, I'll throw in a biblical principle here and there. This won't take long. But can we talk about that tonight? Things we can do to help keep it simple. Now, we all know about prayer. So and we talked about that. So this is why I wanted to do something to go along with our prayer walk. Who here has not heard of the technology company Apple? Joy. See, my 1-year-old granddaughter, and even she has heard that name, Apple, because she's heard me argue about it. So we're all familiar with that company. Let me ask you this. Who was the famous CEO of Apple for a long time?
Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Okay, he made Apple famous. He got there was a falling out, whether he quit, whether he got fired back in 80s, 85, who knows? Some say he was fired, not as CEO, but off the board as his position. Some say he quit because of the position, who knows? But he left and he started his own company. In 1997, Apple bought out that company and named him interim CEO of Apple, firing their current CEO. That's when the Apple that you know started to come back to life because they were dying. Now, let me tell you what he did. I am not an Apple fan, okay? Y'all know that. I've made no bones about it. But I do respect their product. I just don't respect the hype. I make fun of the sheep who think there's nothing better. And I do respect this business decision he made here. The first thing he did, or one of the first things he did, was he cut their product line from 350 products to 10. Now let's preach about that for a minute. Because that's going to tug at your heartstrings. That slaps you in the face on how most of us in this room live our life. How many people did he send home without a job that day? How many people did he have to tell no to? That's a lot of, some of us have a hard time saying no. Some of us have a hard time sending Jim home without a job. But he did what was best for the company. He did what had to be done. You know what Apple was doing? They were doing too much. And that is what we have a habit of trying to do. We have a bad habit of trying to do too much. We take on too many jobs, too many projects, all with good intentions. But this needs to be done, and that needs to be done, and it is killing us. And we have to have the guts to tell somebody no. Even if that means Jim goes home to his wife and says, I don't have money for Christmas. That is Jim's problem, not yours. That's hard. But that's self-preservation, and there's nothing wrong with it. That's biblical. We can talk about that with church, too. Sometimes you got to do what's best for the church. Let's go back to our value-driven lesson. You got to balance it out. I've had pastors tell me, and I told you before, Jesus already died for the church. He doesn't expect me to.
That was a good thing.
Because it's killing me, the stress, worrying about things that I cannot control. So, let's move on. The multitasking is killing us. Who here? No, don't raise your hand because I don't want to know. I will tell you that I multitask. And I don't like it. Multitasking is killing so many things. Multitasking is ineffective. There is not one person who is good at multitasking. They've got good at bluffing. They've got good at faking. But science has proven that the brain is incapable of multitasking. There's a book I read recently, and the quote is, people don't multitask because they're good at it. They do it because they're distracted. And I like that. Learn to do one thing at a time. And finish that one thing. I wish my wife had heard that. She's good about starting one thing and then she'll get distracted. And she'll go do something else. And next thing you know, all throughout the house, we've got 100 little things started. She's only doing one thing at a time. She just never finishes that one book. So finish your one thing. Oh.
So come this all.
It takes concentration to finish that one thing. Learn that not all tasks are created equal in priority. That is the goal. Not all tasks. My speech impediment is showing there. Are equal in priority.
My first time last thing. That go. He starts on one thing. Then he just does what you thought to. We don't choose longer. That's it. That keep my heart.
And that leads me to my next point. Remove distractions. If you're a distraction, leave them alone.
We need to send that a lot.
Put your cell phone in the other room. Turn it off.
I have a problem.
Somebody give her a helicopter that she can fly. She can fly in from the other room. with a voice control. What you doing? We're still driving a van. Can you imagine seeing us trying to drive a helicopter? But remove distractions. That's how you finish that one job. Remove your distractions. I applaud Buddy for understanding his limitations and maintaining that focus. Thirdly, constantly work on those two things, because those two things may change. A new priority may come up. Life happens. You know, a kid may call and have a bigger emergency. Constantly reevaluate. Especially if you have a week-long project. Yeah. I see a lot of people looking at each other. Quit. I saw a meme a couple months ago, and I liked it, and I kept it just so I could work on this thought here. And it was titled, "Don't Complicate Life." And I may post it. I'm going to read it to you, and you may not have any need for it, but it goes like this. Missing somebody? Call. Want to meet up? Invite. Want to be understood? Explain. Have questions? Ask. Don't like something? Fix it. Like something? State it. Want something? Work for it. Love someone? Tell them. Keep your life simple. What did I say, Danny? But how powerful are those few statements? And that really is, I know it's easier said than done, but they all require doing something. And that's the trick to simplicity. Simplicity does not mean being lazy. I'm not telling you to stay on your couch and quote our opening text. Oh, it protects just simple. I'm just going to sit there and be simple. No, you actually have to do something. It is a conscious effort to not multitask. It is a conscious effort to call that person you're missing. Let me tell you something. You all know that I don't like phone calls. I prefer texting, okay? But that's just me as a person. If you tell me you need a phone call, I'll call you, okay? And Deanie, have I ever, when you've asked me to call you, have you ever said, no, I hate phone calls? No, I call you when I'm available. And I don't mind it. Now, I get passionate sometimes, but that's not because I'm on the phone. Okay? Let me tell you something I cannot stand. I've got family members that get hurt because they haven't gotten a phone call before. But it's the funny thing is about these cell phones is they have a call history. Okay? And they will prove that I have not called them in X amount of days or months or years. But I can prove that they have not called me either. Do not get your feelings hurt because somebody hasn't called you if you haven't gotten off your pity pot and called them. Quit feeling sorry for yourself as if you're the victim, as if there's not two people involved here. If you miss somebody, call them. Or text them. Tell them you miss them. Don't sit there and wait for them to do something. You make it simple. See, that's how you have to make it simple. You have to invite that person that you want to hang out with. You have to explain yourself. You have to ask your questions. You have to go fix what you don't like. State what you do like. Work for what you want and tell that person you love them. Oh, how important that is to tell them that you love them. And you know what I'm about to say next. Tell them you love them before it's too late. Before it's too late. I mentioned the definition of being extra. I got some bad news for whoever's listening. I'm not talking to anyone here. I'm going to put my hand down like this. If the shoe fits, you just got to wear it, okay? You just fit with the subject. If you are always in the middle of drama, and I'm talking about always, multiple families, do not play the victim card, but please check yourself out and admit that it is you causing the problem. You are the one that is extra. It is highly improbable that the world picked you out of everyone else to all of a sudden hate for no particular reason. The chances that everyone looked at you and said, that person thinks is highly unlikely. If everybody looks at you and says, man, you look like a goat, then you might want to look for hooves, okay? Chances are you're just an old goat. And you might want to go to the vet and have an operation done and change yourself from a goat to a sheep. It's one chair. And
And you know,
can I get an amen for someone to understand what I'm saying, though? If you're always in the middle of drama, chances are you're causing the drama. Or you're enjoying it. Quit acting like the victim. I don't know why they all hate me. Well, you may not know why. That part may be true. But that doesn't mean you're the victim. You could be just as clueless and still the guilty party. Many idiots cause their own problems. Forgive me.
not.
Lastly, and I guess I might should have went with this one first. I encourage you to grow thicker skin.
You've not seen that before. I will could.
Now, I mentioned this in y'all remember the 6-week lesson we did on bait of Satan?
No.
There was an excellent point made there in that book. There are books on the shelf if you don't remember it. It is an actual sin to stay offended. You are commanded to forgive. You are commanded to not quarrel. The whole Bible tells you that it's not about you. The very sake of offense is self-centered. The fact that you're offended means it's all about you, how you took it, what hurt your feelings, what you heard. At no point did you consider what they meant, what they were trying to say. It's all about you. There's nothing holy about constantly telling me what so-and-so did to hurt your feelings. Get some thicker skin. Learn to let it roll off. You choose to be offended. There's a book left by the author named Platt, I think, Britt Platt, but it's called Unoffendable. You choose to be offended. Danny, if I sat right here and said, you're stupid, it is up to you to let that hurt your feelings. Well, I'm just saying, it's up to you. I can say whatever I want. That doesn't mean you're entitled to hurt feelings. You know, it's like the old classic Yo Mama. You know, the old classic comeback, What did my parents teach me when I was a kid? When I was in school, well, they said my mom was this. They don't even know your mom.
That it's a big deal.
So, but why does it bother you what I say? Because you're pride. And now you're letting a bad spirit decide your emotions. So see, we need to learn to just get thick skin. Yes, that person they have a bad attitude, they're mean, they have their own issues. You worry about what you can control, and that's your emotions. Get thick skin, and that'll keep your life simple. I don't know if y'all listen to my podcast or not. You don't have to. This is not a plug for it, but one of my guests, he made a profound statement. We're talking about church hurt. Have you all heard that expression, church hurt? It's a real thing, but I will admit it's overused, okay? Not everything is church hurt. Not every time the pastor hurts your feeling, it's church hurt. Not every time someone hurts your feeling, it's church hurt. But I will say, even if it was church hurt, so what? Ecclesiastes 10:4 tells you that even if, and this is what Jared said, he said, even if the ruler of the house rises up against you unjustly, you are to stay put. You're not allowed to pack up your ball and go home with hurt feelings. The Bible tells you to have thick skin because the Bible is all about unity. The Bible's not about being offended. It's not about you. It's about the whole. And I'm not mocking your hurt. I'm mocking the strategy of packing up and going home. You cannot disobey the Bible and be right. So that's what this pastor's trying to teach you. What did Job say? What did God tell Job? To be still and know that I am God. That's how you keep it simple. Be still. Don't overreact. Intentionally do the things you're supposed to do to keep it simple. That's my lesson tonight. Do we have any questions, comments, concerns? As you put the baby closer to the kid. Oh, that's right. I'm up here, though. All right, let's pray.